What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day. And this is going to be another forecast on the potential for potential for a major New Year snowstorm here. So we'll be looking at exactly who can get that snow here, who will see the heaviest snow, will there be travel issues, where will the heaviest of this moisture be in this whole area as well, looking at who can get impacted, all of that throughout this video here. So if you want to know if you can get a major New Year snowstorm here for the start of 2021, be sure to watch this video here as I'm going through the timing here, obviously, as well what the European and GFS have to say, snowfall totals, and exactly location. But before we get the video, if you really like this new green screen setup, be sure to subscribe because I will be doing this more and more often here as well. Be sure to like the video if you really enjoy this type of format, and as well if you have any questions below on this snowstorm, whether you can get impacted, be sure to comment below and I will do my best to answer. But let's now exit this right here and let's take a look now at what we have right now currently in the National Weather Service. So as you see, we do actually have a few hard freeze warnings here as well as some frost advisories, and that's because of this major cold front and the high pressure in this general area. Right here we have this big low pressure right here. So high pressure right here just in the northwest, which is going to bring that cold dry across this whole region and the eastern United States here. But that warm front will start to move in later on. But these cold fronts, it's going to really allow for the really cold air there, that record-breaking cold air for some of these areas there, especially up there for northern Florida as well, all the way down to southern Georgia. More to the north, of course, we still have those lake effect advisories and winter weather advisories from that lake effect snow that's still from that same low pressure that heralds. So right here we're going to be seeing a lot of snow remaining here, especially just off Lake Huron and Lake Erie in these general areas here. We're going to be seeing some more and more heavy snow in some of these areas. We're still seeing an additional few inches here from that growing lake effect snow here. We really won't end anytime soon, so we're going to continue all the way by tonight. More on the other side of the country, we're going to be seeing a lot of winter weather advisories and warnings here. If I move this, we're going to be seeing we have a few winter weather advisories in this whole area right now. We do have a low pressure up there for much of the western United States here. That's going to bring in, with that cold air, some nice snow, especially right here into portions of the Sierras where we do actually have those windstorm warnings here. That's going to allow for some nice heavy snow. So we're going to be seeing a nice wintry pattern here for the next few days across, especially right here in the Pacific Northwest. Right here, we're going to be seeing some nice winter weather advisories there with a windstorm warning there right there near Yellowstone. So we're going to be seeing some nice snowfall across much of the country from the northwest to the northeast right here with that cold air just to the southeast. But we have a few as well, windstorm warning or windstorm watch, just outside of San Diego and Los Angeles in the Sierras as well. We're gonna be seeing some nice snow allowing with that cold there. But here's looking now at what we have for this setup here. So here's the timing on this cold front here. What's to expect? When will it start? So this is now, let's see, this is Tuesday 29th. We're having a lot of snow, very widespread. So there we have this low pressure right here. It's gonna follow the trough in this whole area. It's gonna follow the trough, and then as well we have the high pressure to the north. It's going to bring that nice dry air, cold air. So it's going to meet up with this moisture to the south. It's going to meet up with the moisture here. And then it's going to meet up with that cold air. That's going to help allow for this cold front, that's going to really help allow that frozen moisture to come down there, coming down as snow. So this is by Tuesday the 29th. A few snow showers across areas up in the upper plains, and then to the southwest, of course. That's where we're going to be seeing that really heavy snow, especially where we have that strengthening low pressure there. So the closer to low pressure you are, the heavier that precipitation rate will come down. Let's now go later into the 30th here. So things are going to really change by the 30th here. It's going to be almost a completely different pattern here. We're going to be seeing a completely different pattern. We're going to go from a few snow showers up at higher elevations, a few snow showers as well, moving more to the plains to a potential massive snowstorm here. This low pressure now more to the south right here at 999 millibars. It's going to bring in a lot of that rain right here to the south, right here on the southern part of that trough, where it'll be above freezing temperatures here. So going to be seeing that really nice cold rain across portions of Dallas, all the way to the other side there near Kansas and as well into Oklahoma. On the other hand, more to the north of that low pressure right here, that's where we'll be seeing that snow. So if you're north of that low pressure, you're going to be seeing some nice snow. If you're south of the low pressure, you're going to be seeing that rain here, potential for some severe weather. Look at that potential blizzard conditions across portions near the Twin Cities there in the Midwest, just like Harold. So we're looking at a very similar Harold pattern here. We're going to be seeing that heavier snow just before the holiday. Obviously, Harold brought that heaviest snow on the 23rd and 24th. But this is now going to bring us some really heavy snow on the 30th and the 31st. So really not only similar in the date, but very similar in the matter of where it's going to bring snow. Obviously, hail brought a lot of snow in these areas with some very strong winds here. We'll be seeing that nice opening the ice bars right here because that's strengthening the low pressure. We'll be seeing some stronger winds to the east of these areas. So right here, we're going to be seeing some very, very strong winds from that strengthening low pressure. And as well, not only is it similar to what Harold brought, not only for that, but because watch this. We're going to be seeing a lot of that moisture right here to the south, right in this whole area. We're going to be seeing a nice amount of moisture, and that's going to be above freezing at that moment here. But obviously more to the north, we're going to be seeing that nice snow proportion to the Midwest there, up in portions off Lake Erie possibly as well. And a few snow showers developing just outside Omaha City and Des Moines. But more to the south there in the east, a lot of moisture. All that moisture is there, but it's going to start off as rain. But watch very closely here. Models continue to show this. Now it's going to start really converting into some snow. More to the north, we'll be seeing some nice snow on the back end of that moisture. Low pressure up here. We're going to be seeing another low pressure down here developing off the Gulf Coast. So we have all that moisture coming from the Gulf. We have all that cold air coming from this high pressure right here, nice touch pressure, and bringing that nice cold dry air. And it's going to meet perfectly once again. Harold had the same thing. Had that low pressure bring some nice snow across the Midwest. Then the low pressure developing here. That cold air coming down south and having some snow developing, except it was more to the east. So we're looking at a very similar pattern. This is the 31st, and as we now get later now into the 31st, look at that nice snow developing for big cities like Indianapolis, possibly down to Detroit. You can see some nice snow showers on the back side. If you're in the front side, you can be seeing just some nice rain all the way from Texas down here, all the way up to portions of the upper northeast where it'll be above freezing. But in the back side, it's going to be below freezing. Following that cold front, the trough, of course, right here, going to bring in some nice moisture here. Heavy snow or heavy rain. Now, we not get near the first. This is now the 1st of January here. Going to be seeing some snow all the way to the southeast, just like Harold, Nashville, as well as areas like Tupelo, as well all the way to areas like Columbus. They're going to be seeing some nice snow down to the upper Midwest, the upper Great Lakes. Could see some snow as well, but a big soaker, a massive soaker, could be seen for the first minutes of 2021. Very heavy rain across areas like the southeast there, of course, up into the areas right here in the mid-Atlantic. So, very distinct pattern here, very similar to Harold. I mean, we're looking at potential massive storm. All the way some snow showers there into the 1st of January, all the way to Atlanta. So, we're looking at another southeast snowstorm. And this is going to be the same system as the low pressure that's going to bring in that very, very heavy snow for the Midwest. So we're looking at a potential massive storm, not only for the Midwest, but for the eastern United States. So this could affect the millions. And it's just like a Harold pattern. Harold brought that snow there, and then brought snow here. So we're looking at potential very heavy snow for areas like the southeast, mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and as well the northeast here from the storm. This is not by January 2nd. So snow showers continuing at that low pressure now up here near Boston. It's going to bring in some nice snow there. But Europeans showing a bit of a different case here. As you see, this is what they have now. By the next 48 hours, going to be seeing the snow showers developing up there into the western Rockies there. So some nice snow developing in this whole area there. There's that low pressure right here, of course, and then you're going to be seeing that cold air up to the north here. Now let's get later on here. This is 48 hours out. Let's say that goes 72 hours out. This is by Tuesday. We're seeing a lot of that snow really developing now across to the north of that low pressure, to the south of that low pressure. Of course, we'll be seeing that nice mix. Possibly some big ice threats are possible in this area with that range that's just to the south here. Now let's go later on now. This is now by the 30th here. Things completely different now. That snow really blows up. That low pressure continues to strengthen. Going to bring that nice cold rain shower to the south, of course. And just at the north, really, really heavy snow in that general area there. Potential very heavy snow for areas like Minneapolis, Des Moines, possibly even Green Bay, all the way down to areas like Omaha City, and potentially there near Colorado. But as we now get later on, this is now by the 31st. There you see that really heavy rain developing there across the southern half of that low pressure on the way to the east of that trough. There's that trough right here, developing cold air right here. There's that high pressure. High pressure is right here. You can see that little opening there in the isobars. That is indicating a strengthening low pressure. That's going to bring in some very strong winds up into portions of the Rockies. Calmer winds, though, obviously where that heaviest of that snow will be and that heavier moisture will be. We've seen some calmer winds here. That's good. We don't want another blizzard condition. But yesterday, the European was not really showing this second wave. Only GFS was. But Interesting. Now the European is starting to be on it. There's a high pressure right there, the little opening. That's going to bring that nice cold air behind it. You got all that moisture down here, so it's another Herald pattern. It's actually very, very, very similar to Herald. Not only is it similar to the high pressure behind the system, the low pressure to low pressures, it's as well the same system where it brings snow in the Midwest, falls apart, and brings snow to the east. So really, this is like a Herald 2.0. It's almost identical to Herald here. It's going to bring in some very heavy snow now by January 1st for areas like Nashville. Chicago may see a snowy start to 2021, a new decade. And the thing with the European, they don't show as much snow going as far south as Georgia, Atlanta, Birmingham. They don't show that like the GFS. But we'll have to see here. This is still very, very far out, so we have plenty of time to get new information. Snowfall totals here for the Midwest here for this. This is now going to be anywhere between the 29th to the 31st. That snow for actual New Year's Day will be to the east, like the Great Lakes, down to the southeast potentially. Going to be seeing the worst amount of snow up in this whole area right here in areas like the main Midwest, like Minneapolis, or not Minneapolis, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois. The typical Midwest here, we've seen that heavier snow there. Seeing up to half foot there down in Des Moines, southern Iowa, and up to near as far west as Omaha City, we can see near half foot of snow. In the upper Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, in the Dakotas especially, even northern Minnesota right here, this whole area, we can be seeing very little snow here. The heaviest of the snow will be to the south because this is where the low pressure is going to be. The low pressure is going to be following this whole track here. So the closer to the low pressure, the heavier the precipitation rate, whether it's snow or rain. So more to the north, we'll be seeing some snow, but a lot less, 3 to 5 inches for areas like Bismarck, Duluth, all the way up here. And then as well, up in the Rockies, we will be seeing some very heavy snow across in the higher elevations there. That's what we'll be seeing, especially potentially up there near half foot to a foot in some of these areas. But that's the European here, so very widespread amounts of snow there, all the way to Kansas City, an inch or two there, but really widespread. So this is only one region here. Of course, the eastern and mid-Atlantic region could see some snow as well. So this is not only just for the Midwest, so widespread. It's as well going to be affecting millions more. Chicago, Nashville, Atlanta, possibly another system for snow. So that's going to be, this will be a really weird year if Atlanta gets snow both on Christmas and New Year's Day. I mean, that it hasn't happened ever before. So you see that really heavy stuff, of course, more to the east there for areas like Minneapolis, potentially other way as well, to even near Matthew, Wisconsin, even near Rockford, we can see some very heavy snow all the way to Des Moines, Omaha City, all the way up to, of course, the Rockies there. So we're looking at not only millions to get snow, but up to over half foot for millions. And this may not happen on New Year's Day, but it's going to happen the days before New Year's Day, which is actually when more people travel. Obviously, you wouldn't travel on the day of because it's at midnight. So more people are going to be traveling between the 29th and 31st. In my opinion, that's what I think, unless you're a late traveler. But that's going to bring in a big highways like Minneapolis, the highways that go to Minneapolis, highways that go to such as Kansas City to all the way to Denver. We're going to be seeing really harsh conditions, so definitely need to watch out there. Up to near a foot there from Minneapolis and Twin Cities, and as well up to a foot for much of for Wisconsin, based on the GFS. No, we can't forget, of course, Mid-Atlantic here, or as well the southeast and the eastern United States here. So the European, of course, is showing a lot less snow for these areas here, unlike the GFS. GFS is really showing a big mess for these areas, a big absolute mess for these areas here. However, they still have a bit of a, let's say, more GFS type based on yesterday. They didn't show anything here at all yesterday, not a single thing in these areas, such as the Mississippi River Basin, but now they do. So we're going to get more confidence with models that they're agreeing here, but they get up to near as well, up to 5 to 7 inches there, Chicago. But of course, Chicago. I mean, if you get 8 inches predicted the day before a storm, you may get a trace. I mean, Chicago, you guys always get predicted to get up to near half foot, and then it just goes down to a trace. Slowly but surely, it decreases here. So, Chicago, this may be a different case. I know this happened with this happened with Dane, and so will happen with Harold. But this may be a different case here. This may be a different case because this cold front will be there in time to bring snow for Chicago. with Harold, the cold front didn't make it in time till this Kentucky region, and that's where we actually saw that snow first developing here. So Chicago, this could be a different case here, but as well up to maybe 4 inches there in the Indianapolis region, Toledo. Columbus, you guys may stay out of it based on the European, but of course the GFS is really showing something completely different there. All the way down there to as well, all the way to St. Louis, seeing a few inches there, down to areas like Memphis. So that's the that's the European. However, the GFS, this is the GFS, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, completely different. And if this happens, it'll be in the record books. You know why? Getting up to a foot just to the southeast of Nashville. Nashville, you guys looking at maybe 4-5 inches over here, right there. But just to the east, we'll be seeing up to a foot of snow. They're showing up to a foot of snow near Columbus, up to 2 feet there for areas like eastern Ohio, a foot there, all the way up to areas up in the Adirondacks. We could be seeing up to some very heavy snow. Buffalo, Erie, Pennsylvania, as well Binghamton, Jamestown, all the way down there to even Cincinnati. We're seeing extremely high snowfall totals here. And this would be crazy. I mean, to get as well up to near half a foot, guys, half foot of snow into northern Alabama. And that's not just a regular old system, but this is going to be happening on a holiday where people are traveling. Traveling in the snow in the southeast is absolutely just a nightmare. Even if it's just an inch. They get as well near a trace in northern Georgia and up to Atlanta, looking at a trace of snowfall. So this is very, very similar to what Harold was supposed to be. Obviously not as intense. And of course, the European has nothing like this. So it's really, you can either go on this, or you can go on the European. It's really hard here, but let me go ahead and show you guys the European again. This is the European. So a really big difference, up to a 17-inch difference between the European and GFS in some areas. But again, back to the GFS, you're seeing this. So who can we trust? That's the question. Who can we trust? I'm going to say stay neutral with this. This is a big holiday coming up, and nobody wants to over forecast. Nobody wants to under forecast. So at this point, I would say this is going to be a brief forecast because everything is so very unknown. I mean, look at that. Chicago, only around a trace there. Right here, based on the GFS. But the European, 8 inches. So the European, really, they're kind of be more, I guess, higher totals in this area. Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis. However, the GFS is kind of more like that, but towards a more higher area, more widespread area. And that's why I would rather stay neutral with this. At this point, it have to come down to, once we get a lot closer to the NAM, Istrable Arch, and even CMC here. So right now, I can't give you a good answer on how much snow we can see in this area. I can give you a broad answer. This is way too far out. We still have, obviously, today's the 26th. We got all today, all tomorrow, the 27th, the 28th, and then once you get to the 29th, the 29th is when that storm actually begins. And at that point, we know what we're going to be seeing in the Midwest. Models are great, but it's really the 29th, the 30th. It really comes down to the 31st. The 31st is when that snow starts to really come down in these areas, but the really heavy totals do not come down in these areas to the 1st. So we have plenty of time here. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and the 1st. So we're getting up to 5 days out. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. We saw with Harold how much it changed in just one day. So yeah, what to see. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and bye guys.